Hello guys, and welcome to a new review. Today we're going to take a look at the Frazetta Girls Icon Collectables 1/12 scale Conan. So this is based off the Frazetta artwork. The artwork on the front I think is Conan the Destroyer, but the ability to make him the Destroyer or the Barbarian is included in the box. Just got this in from BBTS. There is a alternate version where he has the spiked helmet and a straight sword. This one is the US release. There was an Asian release as well, but this just came out, just received it, so let's take a look. Alright, so I took the plastic cover off. I got the beautiful Frank Frazetta art, and then there is the figure included. So there's a little bit of a read up there. And there he is in the package, looking very, very tanned. So let's take him out and get a better look. So here's a brief overview of the whole package and the accessories. So you've got all the different hands, the shield, the dagger, and the sword. This is the curved sword for the US release, which matches the art from right there. You also get an extra bracer, the helmet, an alternative head, a regular axe, and the giant battle axe. So really nice array of accessories. Alright, so here is the figure straight out of package. Looks phenomenal. Paintwork on this is incredible. Really does look like the Frazetta art just brought into action figure form. Just an amazing physique, beautiful detail, and there's a lot to take in on this figure. One thing that I noticed right away is all of the scars that they added onto the body. We'll take a look at all of that closer in a moment, but we'll just do a quick rundown on the articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, so it can look up about that far. The hair does get in the way, and you can look down quite a bit. And of course, being on a ball joint, he's got good pivot, left and right. Arms on a ball as well. It's got this joint inside, so you can get all the way around, and you get pivot with that as well, so it can pivot in and out. You got a single jointed elbow. Gets to about 90. This thing might be in the way a little bit. And then a hinge and twist at the wrist. You got the upper ab joint, which that worked really well. Goes back quite a bit and forward quite a bit. And then you got the lower ab, which does have some twist, not a ton, and a little bit of pivot, but there's not a lot of movement out of that. And then for the legs, they can kick forward. They can get further, but you got to kind of push this out of the way. Goes back a little bit, and then a double jointed knee, which does really well. Joints so far are really smooth and tight. And then you get a hinge, pivot, and swivel. Actually, is there a swivel? There is no swivel. that I can tell. Looks like there would be a boot cut, but doesn't seem to want to move. But pretty decent articulation. It's not the most articulated figure, but it comes down to, you know, form over function, you know, the aesthetic of the figure. You get enough mobility to get him into any pose you'd really need to, but not tremendously dynamic. Okay, and there is my quick attempt to match the artwork there in the insert there. He can't really match it perfectly because his arms don't really come in that close because of the way the chest is sculpted, but you can pretty much get the idea. It's really cool, the aesthetic of the figure, and I think that's the biggest selling point. So when you get really close in on the details, that's where it's really impressive. You look at the dagger and the holder for it, it's just so ornate. Taking that off just for a moment to show you. Little clip that clips it on the belt, but just really ornate stuff. And let's see, it's kind of stuck in. There it goes. There's the dagger. Same thing with the sword itself. Now I do prefer a straight sword for Conan, but this is the US release, so this is what I had access to. But I am not disappointed. It is obviously a curved sword, as you can see right over there in the artwork, so it is accurate. But I guess the Conan movies kind of skewed me on that. Also, like when you get a closer look at the body itself, the amount of scarring, like take a look at his arm there, really crazy. If we'll focus. You can just kind of see it there. Amount of scarring in the arm. His back has got it quite a bit. He's even got it into his, right underneath this pec, there's a weird scar going on right there. And then the arms. See right there. His back looks like he's taken quite a lashing. A lot of battles for this guy. The back of the arm. Just a really cool amount of detail that they pumped into him. Just putting them through the paces, going through some posing ideas. Really do like the way it moves and looks. I mean, the aesthetic is really top notch. It's 100% Conan. Pretty much any position you put him in, it just looks incredible. And the body will pretty much get you to any pose you need to be at. Yeah, that looks fantastic. Let's switch up the looks, switch to head, and go for the Destroyer look. Alright, and there is my attempt at a pose from the cover as well. Just really cool that you can get both Destroyer and Barbarian looks out of this one figure. And the accessories are just incredible. You know, the detail, the patina that they put into the shield, the axe. It's just incredible that this is available. I mean, look at the mass on this figure. He just looks like a complete barbarian. It's just awesome looking figure. Truly a masterpiece. Frazetta girls knocked this out of the park. This is awesome. As you guys know, I don't typically collect 1/12 scale stuff. mostly a G.I. Joe 12-inch collector for the most part. But I am departing onto a little foray for these. I did pick up some of the Mythic Legions figures, just waiting for them all to come in. I did pick up the Skeleton 4-pack from about 4 months ago. It was released, but I picked that up. I was hemming and hawing on that one for a long time. Just slide it into the background here. That's that set right there. About getting it a while ago, but I finally decided to after I bought Conan, because I thought it would be awesome to have some figures for him to pose with. And then I did pick up another Mythic Legion Barbarian, which I'll take a look at when it arrives. But this is really all about the Frazetta Girls Conan. This is an awesome figure. I missed out on the Mezco Conans, but and those are beautiful figures. But this 1/12 scale, another thing that's interesting about it is you got like 6-inch and then you got 7-inch. So there seems to be some variation in the scale. This particular Conan, as well as Mythic Legions figures, tend to be on the like 7-inch side or close to it, versus like G.I. Joes and others are more in the 6-inch version of that 1/12 scale. So there doesn't seem to be a tremendous amount of consistency in this scale. Depending on the line, there's some variation, but this is a great size for a figure that goes with the Mythic Legions. So this is a big win for me. Very happy with the Conan figure. I think it's just a great action figure. Tremendous detail, good articulation, gorgeous box art, and the accessories and detail is top notch. Alright, so that was pretty much a look at the Frazetta Girls Conan 1/12 figure. Couple other things to note. I did say there was an Asian exclusive with a couple other different features. Another thing that they've designed this figure to do is you can actually strip him naked, aside from the boots. And so you could change out the gear on him. All of these is not sculpted on. They're actually full removable, all of the parts, so you can customize them in any way you would want. So it's a really cool design to create the figure that way, where you can, I'm sure we're going to see more Conan figures from them. I would imagine that's going to come down the line. So being that they've designed the body in the way that they did, to where you can completely strip this down and then redress it in something different. Doubt that's the last we'll see of this, but it is an impressive figure. I am impressed with this. The detail, the sculpt and articulation are awesome. A little pricey. I think at Big Bad I paid $89 for them. There are some places that I think you could get them at $70. But I did want to go to a trusted source. So BBTS has always been 100% reliable, and that is continued to be the case. Well, that's it. That's a look at Conan. Thanks for taking a look, and thanks for watching. Till next time.